Hello and welcome to this Saturday edition of the Left, Right and Centre. I'm Gargi Rawat. Now the Prime Minister is in Chennai today on a two-day visit. Earlier this evening, he launched a pet scheme of late Chief Minister Jayalalithaa, subsidised scooties for women. But there was a lot of bonhomie on display, as you can see there, with the Prime Minister sharing the stage with OPS and Chief Minister EPS. And given all the developments that we've seen in the Tamil Nadu politics over the last few months, the vacuum after Jayalalithaa, the tumult in the AIADMK, the entry of Kamal Haasan and Rajinikanth into politics, the big question tonight is where is all this headed, and is the AIADMK the BJP's best bet for 2019?
Jayalalithaa scheme launched by Prime Minister Modi. Amma two-wheeler scheme, which promises 50% subsidy for two-wheelers, was a key election promise by late Chief Minister Jayalalithaa. But the Prime Minister made it a Modi show.
Wherever she is, I'm sure she would be very happy to see the happiness on your faces. When there was a Congress-led government at the center, Tamil Nadu had received 81,000 crore rupees under the 13th Finance Commission. After the NDA came to power, Tamil Nadu received 1,80,000 crore rupees under the 14th Finance Commission.
It's perhaps for the first time in Tamil Nadu in recent years, the Prime Minister launches a flagship program of the state government. The opposition says the minority AIADMK government has literally surrendered to the BJP to save its skin.
This is a minority government. The governor has shunned his constitutional functions, has not called for a floor test. There is no action on the income tax rates. They follow this policy of carrot and stick and ensure that the ADMK government does not fall.
Whenever we are having any programs which is very important, there is nothing wrong in inviting the Prime Minister of the country with whom we have to necessarily develop good relations. We should maintain good relations.
But Jayalalithaa no more. Already the opposition alleges the BJP remote controls the EPS government. Recently, even Deputy Chief Minister OPS confessed he patched up with the EPS faction only because the Prime Minister intervened. The BJP seems to be playing all sides of Tamil Nadu's splinters political landscape. A few months ago, the Prime Minister visited Karunanidhi. He is also said to be in touch with Rajinikanth. And now this. In Chennai, with camera person Edwin, Sam Daniel, Thanthi TV.
All right, well, to talk more about political realignments and whether the BJP, for the BJP AIADMK is its best bet for 2019, let's go across to our panelists joining us. Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of the BJP in the state, Sarvanan, spokesperson of the DMK, C. Rajashekharan, a lawyer, and senior editor and chairman, the Hindu Publishing Group, and Ram joining us there, also Navneetha Krishnan of the AIADMK. Thank you all for joining us today evening. And all right, I did want to go across to Mr. Navneetha Krishnan first, but I will now go across to Mr. Tirupati first, since we seem to be having a bit of a problem there. But sir, at the moment, the state government is a minority government. It has MLAs that have been disqualified. Very luckily, the governor hasn't called for a floor test. So given this situation that the AIADMK finds itself in currently, does it really not have a choice but to support the BJP and be aligned with the BJP?
No. First of all, calling this government a minority government itself is false, because already the matter is sub judice. It is there. The court, it has to decide about the disqualification of MLAs. If they are disqualified, fresh elections will be held. And if the AIADMK is not going to win those seats, definitely this government will fall. It's very simple. So you cannot call technically, legally this government as a minority government. But sir, today if a floor
test was called, it would be a minority government. It would find itself in a very tricky situation, and it's very fortunate that no floor test has been called.
No, you are wrong. If a floor test is called today or tomorrow, anytime, this government will have majority. Because minus that 18 MLAs only, the floor test will be called. So this government is a majority government only, as legally. I am talking legally, right? So you cannot do this. And another thing is, why unnecessarily, I don't understand why these opposition are crying for, the Prime Minister is attending a state government function for the schemes for empowerment of women, and they should actually appreciate that the Prime Minister has given time to come to Tamil Nadu and dedicate the scheme for the women. And the same Prime Minister has gone to Cochin, he has gone to Hyderabad for various state government functions also previously. So as if something, these people are really afraid of the Prime Minister. And as rightly Sam said, if the Prime Minister meets Mr. Karunanidhi, then they say that BJP is trying to align with the DMK.
All right,
and if the Prime Minister meets or he talks to Rajinikanth, the same
get
thing
them in here. Mr. Sarvanan,
okay.
What do you have to say about what Mr. Tirupati there had to say regarding the situation that the AIADMK government finds itself in? Also, there's been a lot of talk about the IT raids on many of the leaders and how they have incriminating documents against those leaders. So, the AIADMK really having no choice but to go along with the BJP.
Yeah, see, Gargi, the caption of this interview, if it would have been Prime Minister Modi embraces Dravidianism, I think it would have been apt. It is ironical that the Prime Minister and the BJP, which has criticized this freebie culture, has now come here to the state of Tamil Nadu and unveiled a project which is, an embodiment of this consumerism, which we have been taking it to the forefront. I am happy on that front. The other thing is, I think whatever the Prime Minister does, there are political connotations to that. I don't think the Prime Minister does anything for the sake of protocol or for the sake of formality alone. Probably the Prime Minister thought that he should not become irrelevant in the state of Tamil Nadu, and that is why he has agreed and come here and has conducted this festival, this unveiling of this thing. And the allegations what we have been making against the BJP and the ADMK government, that they are in cahoots and it is the BJP which is propping up this corrupt ADMK government, has been proved by what has happened on stage today. The Prime Minister, who has refused to meet the ADMK MLAs or the DMK MLAs on the Kaveri issue, has now come here and he has not given us any assurances on the Kaveri Water Management Board, which is very essential, which is the biggest problem faced by the people today. And again, you pointed out what happened to all the corruption cases. This is the most corrupt government Tamil Nadu had ever seen. Lot of raids have taken place, but no follow-up action at all. And we have the governor who is violating all the constitutional norms and functioning as an extra constitutional authority.
We are waiting for Mr. Navneet Krishnan to join us and take some of those questions. Yes. Right. Well, I'd like to get N. Ram in here now. Sir, given all the developments we've seen in Tamil Nadu over the last couple of months, it's a changing political landscape. You've also had the entry of Rajinikanth and Kamal Haasan. How do you see these political alignments going forward to 2019, given the state, of course, has those 39 seats?
Yeah, it's got very fragmented. But I think overall, I would expect that the DMK and its allies would be the leading political force in Tamil Nadu at the moment. Although there are, some imponderables. Rajinikanth has not yet jumped in, but Kamal Haasan has. I don't think they can go it alone. At the moment, the BJP is with the AIADMK, ruling faction of the AIADMK, and the other faction led by Dinakaran, I think, is growing in strength. So these are all uncertainties, but the dominant party right now seems to be the DMK and with its allies, and it's an election. It's for them to lose the election. They are clearly ahead of the rest. That's what I would expect right now. But they have to keep their allies together. They have to play it straight. Once the High Court decides on the disqualification, I think things will move very quickly. And I don't think it's far away, that date. The Madras High Court has to decide on this question. And I think the government is living through very anxious times.
Right, and the entry of the two superstars, Kamal Haasan and Rajinikanth, of course, we're waiting to hear more about the shape that Rajinikanth's entry into the politics will take. But how do you see this affecting the political landscape?
You're asking me?
Yes, Mr. Ram.
Yes, I think they will make a difference because they are superstars. Kamal Haasan is very active on issues. He's already started. Rajinikanth, however, is signing up for another film, which is interesting at this point of time. Whereas Kamal has said that no more films for him, other than the engagements he has to complete. It's very interesting, but I feel that they cannot go it alone. Whatever they say now, Kamal Haasan is not going to go with the AIADMK and certainly not with the BJP. So whether he'll go with the DMK grouping remains to be seen. But I think if he goes it alone, it'll be very difficult. But they will certainly. He's a significant player, I'd say, on the scene, and he has come with fresh ideas. He's campaigning very boldly. His debut was very impressive. So I think we have to wait and see. But I want to make the point that Prime Minister Modi is coming here is understandable for this scheme because of all the major states in India, Tamil Nadu is a state where the BJP is the weakest. This is BJP's weakest state among India's major states. And therefore, I think as by elections near, they'll get anxious about getting numbers.
Right.
If they lose Rajasthan and elsewhere, I think Tamil Nadu becomes important. They
And
can't win
so
on their own, but they'll be looking for an ally. Yeah.
Right.
That's
So far, Tamil Nadu's been quite impenetrable for the BJP. But Mr. Rajashekharan, if you could come in here, all this talk of corruption, and then that's one of the big planks that Kamal Haasan has come in on, and he's been really taking on this issue of anti-corruption. And so, do you think the current situation in Tamil Nadu, given all these allegations against the AIADMK, will work to his advantage?
See, recently at Madurai, I had joined Nammavar, Mr. Kamal Haasan. I am not the official spokesperson designated, but
sure.
The fact of the matter is, see, today the situation in Tamil Nadu is really alarming. The state is in a very bad condition. The administration is in a limbo, so there is no governance at all. And the inactive DMK patriarch senior leader Kalaignar Karunanidhi, the people of Tamil Nadu are annoyed, frustrated, and they are desperately looking forward for a leader who is going to deliver what they promise. But as far as Nammavar, Mr. Kamal Haasan is concerned, he is very clear. He wants every voter, every Indian, every Tamil Nadu citizen to become a leader of their own. He wants to be an enabler. He wants every individual to come forward, participate, and come to the center, which the party name itself speaks. Makkal Needhi Mayam. That means People's Justice Party. That is the Mayam means center. Every individual has to come to the center. That's what he wants. So there is a huge welcome, and the people of Tamil Nadu are so happy. They want to support him. That is what I understand from Pan Tamil Nadu. So going by the comments of senior Mr. N. Ram, I'll tell you, Mr. N. Ram rightly pointed out, it's too early and too premature to speculate on what's going to happen in the future. But the fact remains, Mr. Kamal Haasan, Nammavar is definitely going to lead the state with the help of the people. That's what I understand from what I get from the media reports and the feedback from the ground. Though
all right, but still early days yet to really, speculate exactly what the trajectory of Mr. Haasan is going to be right now. But coming back to you, Mr. Sarvanan, as N. Ram was saying, he feels, that you're in a very good position right now. And after the 2G scam verdict, when Mr. Raja and Kanimoy, when they were let off, there was a lot of speculation that you are no longer untouchable for the BJP, given these corruption charges have fallen away.
Yeah, see, there was this perception when Mr. Modi visited our leader, great leader Dr. Kalaignar, there was this buzz going on that the DMK will tie up with BJP and they are looking at a possible ally for the 2019 or the other elections. But our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, made it very, very clear in a recent interview to, of course, The Hindu, that there won't be any alliances with the BJP in the future. That has been a very clear stand, and we have always opposed the policies, the divide and rule policies, the polarizing policies of the BJP.
I mean, that was a statement he gave then, but of course, you know, a few days, a few weeks, a few months is not a long time in politics, and things can change.
No, see, this is something which we ideologically differ. This is not something which will, what had happened earlier is, there was this perception that we allied with the BJP in 98 and we formed the government with Mr. Vajpayee. We paid the price for that in 2001. So there is this perception, if you ally with the BJP, you are bound to come down. Your electoral prospects in the state of Tamil Nadu concerning the Tamil Nadu will come down, and we are ideologically opposed to them. And
right,
especially what's happening in the country right now. And we don't want to be privy to that.
Okay, I can see Mr. Tirupati there, very amused by what you're saying. But we're finally joined on the phone line by Mr. Navneet Krishnan of the AIADMK. We had a problem with his line earlier. Thank you, sir, for joining us on the show. And the question that we're asking is whether
being with Congress,
whether the AIADMK really has no choice but to go with the BJP, given the tricky position that your government finds itself in.
No. Yeah. Now the BJP is ruling the India, and that too our honorable Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi is doing good work for the poor people of India. Now naturally the AIADMK Amma party is supporting the central government in all aspects. Nothing wrong in it.
Right, so but you know, if you didn't see the report we played out earlier, but there's a lot of talk about how IT raids on your leaders, how they have incriminating documents, and that's something that's being held over your head. So that given this position that you're in, you really have no choice going forward to 2019. Should the BJP, you know, you're in a tricky situation, and if the BJP exerts force, then you have no choice but to go with them.
No, madam, with regard to certain allegations, these are all allegations. That's all. So, politically, BJP and AIADMK are the natural ally, and definitely there won't be any confrontation between the BJP and AIADMK. This is my view.
All right, so let's go back to Mr. Ram there, and sir, so you know, as we've been discussing, the AIADMK having no choice but to go with the BJP, given the situation that they find themselves in. But the DMK,
no, this is not fair. I think no, this is not fair. Why you left me? You don't want me to speak?
Sir, well, okay, but let's go to you first. What do you have to say about what we heard Mr. Sarvanan also saying earlier about how there's no question of aligning with the BJP?
No, let them not align. Nobody is wishing to align with the DMK. That is different. But as Mr. Ram said, whether it is Mr. Kamal Haasan or whether it is Mr. Rajinikanth, they cannot contest. They cannot come to politics, they cannot survive these two Kadagams, DMK and AIADMK, countering their manpower and muscle power. They need a very big political influence and infrastructure that BJP is the only party in entire India can give. Number two, as Mr. Ram said, in entire India, the only state where a national party, whether it is BJP or Congress, are not in a ruling, either in opposition or in ruling. This is the problem. We are with the same thing for the last 50 years. So we need to definitely develop. There is no doubt at all. But it is not that we are in a sticky wicket. No, there is a very big vacuum. We are trying to fill that vacuum. We are trying to fill that vacuum with our, our policies and the
all right, so the question that I would like to ask you is about
4 years. Yeah.
Right, Mr. Tirupati, since, a question that I would like to ask you is about the Kaveri issue that we saw raised earlier as well. And, the Supreme Court has asked the Prime Minister and the Centre to form the Kaveri Management Board. But so far, there's been no word on that.
I think Supreme Court has not said that if you go to Tamil Nadu, you have to come out with the solution. Was that the order of Supreme Court? You cannot court-martial. How can Saravanan say if
but the
Prime
BJP
Minister
does
has
find
to say
itself
it
in
here
a tricky
itself?
position,
The
doesn't
court,
it? With Karnataka
the
election
Supreme Court,
and
they won't do that.
Let me finish. Let me finish. The Supreme Court has given a verdict, its final verdict. Any government, whether it is Congress or BJP, it has to fulfill the Supreme Court's verdict. The verdict will be fulfilled. There is no going back on it. Number two is that you were talking about the income tax rates, whether it is Mr. Ram or Mr. Saravanan. I think both are, Mr. Saravanan is a very good advocate, and Mr. Ram is, pioneer in the journey. He is a very big journalist, and I hope he will understand that income tax rates will take its own legal route, and they have gone for a ride. Even Mr. Jagat Rakshakan of DMK and K.C. Palaniswami of DMK, so many DMK people have been raided, their houses, their offices have been raided, and let him come out what has happened. Even Mr. Udayanidhi Stalin's son was raided by income tax. What is this? It will take its own course.
They are to conduct.
Was not raided. Let him not make false allegations.
Congress rule,
Let him not make false allegations.
What happened to that?
False and baseless
what
allegations.
happened to that? Hammarkar, what happened to that?
That is not an income tax rate.
All right, I'd like to get Mr. Rajashekharan in here. He wanted to make a comment.
What happened to DMK people's right? So many DMK people's houses were raided. You cannot say no. You cannot say it will take its own course.
Right, so well, you know how IT raids are in this country. He said they've often been used as a political tool as well. And right, if we can get Mr. Rajashekharan here, Mr. Tirupati, you had your say. If we can get Mr. Rajashekharan, yes, go ahead, Rajashekharan.
See, Kargi, the people of Tamil Nadu need justice. They want justice. Desperately, they are looking for somebody who can save them from all this nonsense happening in the state. See, with greatest regard to our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, it is not the job of the Prime Minister to broker two factions of any party in the state, in the country. Because EPS, OPS, TTV, all these factions are really, it is the internal party affair of any regional party. But today, BJP was opposing for giving freebies. But the Honorable Prime Minister has come down from Delhi just to start and inaugurate a function which is giving freebie scooters to the AIADMK functionaries. The manifesto of AIADMK spoke about that when Madam Jayalalithaa was alive, she had created a manifesto saying that if she comes to power in 2016, she'll give this two-wheelers. So he is fulfilling the promises made by the AIADMK former leader who is no more. So I really don't understand the Honorable Prime Minister coming all the way from Delhi to inaugurate a pet project of AIADMK is ridiculous. Though I respect him, this is not the way. The state is in a limbo. The administration, the governance, nil governance, people are suffering. Farmers are committing suicide. See, the only lead
it's seen as an obvious indication.
Kamal Haasan. That's what I have decided to embrace him because it is number Kamal Haasan. The people have given him overwhelming response, and the Tamil Nadu people are looking forward at our leader.
All right, Mr. Rajashekharan, as we said earlier, it's still very early to predict how Mr. Kamal Haasan's politics will go. But Mr. Ram, I'd just like to get you in here to go back to what you were saying earlier about how the BJP has so far found Tamil Nadu impenetrable. It's been very difficult for it to really make inroads. But we've seen the manner in which the BJP is, made inroads in the Northeast. They have 3 states. They could have more through alliances, through leaders quitting and joining their party. So, given what we've seen of the BJP, how do you see this going forward ahead of 2019?
I think both All India parties will do their best to find allies. And the DMK, as I said, is ahead in this game, clearly ahead. BJP will undoubtedly try to ally with the ruling faction, the ruling group of the AIADMK. But let's not forget that Dinakaran is a rising force in that camp. And then you have Kamal, and then you have Kamal Haasan, and then you have Rajinikanth, likely, who's announced his intention to come in. So I think, and there are other forces as well. There's the PMK, there's the MDMK, and there's Vijaykanth. So it's very fragmented, but I think it's going to be alliances. There's no surprise that the BJP is now trying to enter the arena.
Speaking of Mr. Rajinikanth's entry, there's a lot of talk of overtures and how the BJP, would want to go ahead with some sort of alliance with Mr. Rajinikanth, and that's the reason that the AIADMK is getting a little nervous, and they even took pot shots at his statement about spiritual politics.
You see, credibility is involved. For example, when Mr. Saravanan was asked about whether DMK would then shift ground, I think credibility is involved, and I would also bet that they would stay with the Congress. And I would take Mr. Stalin's assurance seriously. Likewise, the BJP, if it's getting close to the AIADMK, can't suddenly shift, ditch the AIADMK and go to, in a short time, to Rajinikanth. So these are all speculations. But, and Rajinikanth may not want to get, in a particular alliance. We don't know yet. There's a lot of speculation about it. So it's a fragmented situation. It's evolving. It's uncertain. But as of now, on the ground, it looks like the DMK and allies are ahead. And Dinakaran within the AIADMK camp is on the rise. The others seem to be in decline.
Mr. Stalin saying there's no question
and
of going
Kamal
with the
Haasan
BJP.
has made a good debut. I agree.
Coming back to the question that we started with, so do you think the AIADMK is the BJP's best bet?
Yes, the AIADMK ruling group is the BJP's best bet. Yes.
All right, and Mr. Tirupati, last word to you as well.
Yeah, that is his view. And as far as DMK is concerned, I don't think DMK is as strengthened it was during Mr. Karunanidhi's period. Definitely, DMK is also a sinking ship, as well as AIADMK also. BJP will definitely get in roads. 100% we are forming the government.
Everybody
has
got
Mr. Saravanan, I can see you smiling there.
Even Saravanan has got the right to do it.
I'm very sorry, I'm completely out of time, and Mr. Saravanan, I can see you smiling there, and I think this is a debate and talk about the changing political landscape in Tamil Nadu is something we're going to be talking about for many months to come. Thank you all for joining us today evening. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.